Thank you, and thank you for joining us today. I have 3 points I'd like to get across today if I could. First of all, energy is important in many ways to us. Principally, it's important if we want to have good jobs in this country. We've got to have a growing economy to be able to support that job base. And then next, we can't forget, in order to be able to afford a robust national security, we have to have a economic growth. In order to have that economic growth, as I said earlier, you've got to have a good supply of stable, attractively priced energy. The next thing I'd like to talk about is taxes and subsidies and the rhetoric, the messaging that you're hearing coming out of Washington today. Since when did a tax deduction ever become a subsidy? If I went to Chris, that owns my favorite restaurant in College Station, Texas, and said, Chris, you can no longer deduct the cost of your employees because that's a subsidy. I don't know what he would do to me, but I wouldn't want to be standing around him when he had a knife in his hand. If I went to you and I said, Chris, you can't deduct depreciation for the cost that you've invested in your kitchen equipment but because it's a subsidy, he might disagree with me, and he might disagree with me rather vehemently. One of the things I learned in my very first economic class, if you want to have less of something, tax it. What if we went to Apple and said, Apple, you're getting a subsidy on your manufacturing plants, and we're going to raise the taxes because of that. We're going to do away with depreciation. What do you think that's going to do to the cost of iPads? Are you going to have more iPads at less cost? I don't think so. Raising taxes on the energy industry is going to lower the amount of domestic energy that we have at an attractive price, and it's going to hurt our economy, and it's going to hurt jobs. And I can tell you this firsthand as somebody that used to be in the exploration production business. The third point I want to say is to repeat what the gentlelady from West Virginia said. We are going through a stifling regulatory regime today between the EPA and the Fish and Wildlife Service and the Bureau of Ocean Energy Management. They are grinding our energy industry to a halt, and we've got to do something better. And that's the reason I'm proud to be part of the HEAT team and to come up with a common sense solution to further all forms of energy in this country so that we'll have a growing economy and a strong national defense. Thank you, and I'm going to turn it back over to Whit McCarthy.